Hey, class. In this brief podcast, I'm going to talk about extra credit possibilities for the class. So I do this every semester. It always works. Um, Students that do take advantage of the extra credit overwhelmingly really love it. It's really fun. So what is it? So what I ask you to do for the extra credit, and by the way, the extra credit is 2 extra points on your final average, which is pretty darn generous, I think. So it's a difference if you have an 88, for instance, it pushes you into the A- range. Also, if you're kind of a borderline grade and you do the extra credit, often I give you the benefit of the doubt. So there's some goodwill that goes into the extra credit as well, because Blackboard just doesn't automatically calculate your grades and then put them into ASAP. I look at all your grades, all your quiz grades. I look at all your midterm grades. I do a calculation myself before giving you the final grade. So, for instance, if you struggled early in the semester but you do better later in the semester, I usually or almost always take that into account. Another thing that I do, if you do better on midterm 2 and 3 than you did on midterm 1, I count midterm 2 and 3 more than I do midterm 1. It doesn't show up on Blackboard, but it's something I do at the end of the semester. I like to give students credit that kind of figure out the courses they go along. So if you didn't do as well on midterm 1 as you'd hoped, it's certainly not a lost cause. So anyway, back to the extra credit. What I'd like for you to do to get the extra credit is go to there's the Alamo, which of course is Mission Valero, but most of you have been to the Alamo. It's not a it's kind of cool, and now you'll learn a lot more about it in the next couple of weeks. Um, but what I want you to do is go to 2 out of the 4 missions that exist south of the Alamo, along the San Antonio River. Concepcion, San Jose, Espada, and Capistrano. And you can just go to 2 out of the 4. You don't have to go to all 4. And take a picture of yourself there. And then I'll post a link that you can upload on Blackboard. And that's all there is to it. You need to put your name on it and all that. And you might go ahead and email me that you posted a link just to make 100% sure you get the extra credit. So, like I say, students have really loved this over the years. You could go with some friends, you could go with family if they come into town. Go on a pretty day. These 4 missions are active Catholic parishes, so it's kind of cool to go on a Sunday. I think going around Easter would be kind of fun. I'm not pushing the Roman Catholic Church on you, but I just think it's kind of cool that these structures that were built in the 1750s and then rebuilt during the 1930s during the Great Depression under Franklin Roosevelt. It's kind of cool that they're serving their original purpose, I think. And the other thing is about the missions, you should have a pretty good understanding, or at least a better understanding of the missions than you did before you started this course. Maybe some of you knew all this info about the missions, but my guess is that a lot of you didn't. So when you go to the missions, for instance, you'll understand that there were many Indian groups there, that they really created an alliance with the Spanish rather than being conquered by the Spanish, that they were there because there was a lot of water in that area. Anyway, you have a better understanding of the history, which I think will add to your appreciation. And finally, I just think the missions are aesthetically really beautiful. I love the architecture, which comes from Spain and originally really had come from North Africa. So I love the architecture of the missions as well. So now, if you want to go to another historical site, like Goliad or something like that, I'll definitely take that under consideration, but you need to check with me first before you do it. Just email me, and if it seems okay, I'll say yes. But most of you, I think, to get the extra credit will go to 2 of the 4 missions that are strung along the San Antonio River south of the Alamo. And let me repeat, the Alamo is not that won't count for extra credit, because my guess is a lot of you have been to the Alamo. The Alamo's kind of cool, but for this extra credit, I want you to go to the two of the other four missions besides the Alamo. Now, if you have any questions about the extra credit, email me. I think maybe 20 or 30 of you have emailed me, and I'm very responsive, actually. I get back to you very quickly in most cases. If you have any questions about this extra credit, again, it's 2 points on your final average. And also it buys goodwill to me. So if you're a student that's a borderline student and you're between a A and a B and a B and a C, I usually give you the credit because you've gone that extra mile to go to the mission. So anybody has any questions, any concerns, anything, as always, please reach out to me.